We all love this game. All of us love this game. You want to have fun? The only way you have fun by playing this game is by playing as hard as you can and playing 48 minutes for your friends. And we got an opportunity to do that tonight. Let's take advantage of it.
It was a heck of a game with just the way we had to fight and the way we had to do the down 18, come back, get the win, and guys, it showed a lot of character and a lot of fight.
Everything you have, guys, give it to yourself.
This was the toughest game we played since I've been here. San Antonio Spurs, man, they're a great organization. They do things the right way. But we kept playing hard. I just tried to inspire my teammates by my play on both ends of the floor. And I'm glad we got this one for Oklahoma City.
We worked hard for it, and we got to enjoy it today, and just let it all soak in and then go back to work.
So they were your Western Conference champions heading to the NBA Finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
What an incredible event to witness. Hello and welcome everyone to Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. I'm Kelly Kroll, your host, alongside Thunder play-by-play announcer Brian Davis and 15-year NBA veteran and Thunder analyst Grant Long. We are coming to you from inside our Oklahoman studio, and guys, we'll get right to it. After the Thunder take care of business against the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, they are now headed to the NBA Finals.
I am still at a loss for words, but I'm going to try to spit something out right now. What a remarkable trip. Obviously, it's not over yet for this ball club, but to get to this point, when you consider where we came on board at just a few years ago and the season that they had and what they've had to go through to get to this point, one thing that the term or the word rather that Scott Brooks and Sam Presti, the team's general manager, like to use in times like this team has earned the right to be here, and they certainly have with all of their hard work and their trials and their battle testing that they've been through. They have earned the right to be in this position.
I'm struck by something that Scott said before Game 4 against San Antonio, which was very simply that, yeah, he knows his guys are going to play hard every night. It's one thing, though, to play hard. It's another to play well. And he said, a team cannot play consistently well unless its role players get involved on a consistent basis. That is what happened, and that is why this team has earned that berth in the finals.
Such an incredible accomplishment for a team that, like you said, Grant, puts in the work each and every day. They're starting to see that payoff. But OKC wanted to make things interesting, I think, with a closeout Game 6 in front of them. The Thunder trailed by 15 at the half, and the players admitted it didn't look very pretty, but once again, the Thunder showed their resolve and rallied for an incredible, incredible win in front of their home crowd.
Great group of guys to coach. I'm thankful that I have the guys that we have. They all do their job, and I thought they displayed that tonight. When we were down 18, there was a lot of opportunities. Most teams would have said, okay, we got to somehow suck it up and win Game 7 in San Antonio, but they never did that.
Oh, man, this group of guys, man, been great all season, man. When we're down, we all stick together. Coming out of the half, we did a great job defensively, picking up our intensity, being a little more aggressive. And that's Thunder basketball, and that's what got us to win tonight.
This team has always been resilient and know how to bounce back, and we followed everybody's lead, man, and we did it together.
It's a wonderful feeling. I mean, this is a part of our dream to make it, through the West Conference Finals and eventually the championship. And it was a heck of a game with just the way we had to fight and the way we had to do the down 18, come back, get the win, and guys, it showed a lot of character and a lot of fight.
It was good for us and says a lot about our team to pull together and really just start to play an entirely different game in the second half. It started on the defensive end, and we made it difficult for them to score. So, it's a crazy game.
A lot going through my mind right now, but at the same time, it's an accomplishment that, down 0-2, nobody really giving us a chance, and just coming down and just staying together, family, and just pushing and staying together as a unit.
I think, anytime you get a chance to go to the finals, it's a privilege, and to see that, we put it all together and just came together as a family and just, got one part of our goal done, and that's just getting to the finals. I'm just happy for everybody.
I think it was just the energy mostly, and helping one another, talking a lot more on the court. First half we kind of let the pressure get to us a little bit, and everybody was playing their own thing defensively. And second half, we got back to doing what we do, and that was the key.
It's a group effort. We have great leadership within our team, and I think our staff does a good job of working and building each guy and developing each guy, because that's what we do. We love to develop players.
To explain what happened in Game 6, I think you have to go all the way back to our first season in the Southern Plains when Sam Presti and Scott Brooks instilled some core values, some fundamental principles, resilience being one of those. Game 6 was the 16th time, regular season and playoffs this season, the Thunder came back from more than 10 points to win a ball game.
Well, that goes hand in hand in what this ball club is all about. And you think about how they were down in the first half in this ball game, but come back to the second half. What I was impressed with, and nobody individually decided, I'm going to take on the Spurs by myself. They continue with their general method of operation, share the basketball, play hard-nosed defense, and force the turnovers. And that's when they got back into the ball game. You don't see that happen with very young teams where they're able to say, stick together as a unit. You hear these guys say that time and time again. We are a family, and we saw that to a high level in Game 6.
I think it was James Harden after the game who I talked to for the radio, and he said, this is just a crazy team. I've never been a part of a group of guys like this, but you could see the emotion, and it is. When they say the word family, that's exactly what they mean. Now that they have won the Western Conference Finals and are headed to the NBA Finals, the players all admit, though, there is still a lot of work to be done. They had a chance to celebrate a little in the few evening, I guess you would say, after the game, but now it's the NBA Finals.
Happy that we got the Western Conference title, but we know we have a long road ahead of us. So tomorrow, kind of let it go, and, we'll see what happens.
Hard work pays off, the perseverance, the resiliency, and, this is a good moment right now, but we're not content with it.
You deserve it, but at the same time, it's just got to stay focused.
We worked hard for it, and, we got to enjoy today and just, let it all suck in and then go back to work.
It was a relief, but I don't know if there's something wrong with me. I'm not as excited as I thought I'd be. I think we all know we got more work to do, and I don't think any of us dreamt about making it to the finals. I think we all dreamt about winning it.
And it's an incredible experience to be in this position. But you have, if you want to win a championship, you have to go through a lot of good teams. And, we went through some very, very incredible organizations, Lakers, Dallas, San Antonio. And then in order to win a championship, we're going to have to go through Miami or Boston. But we have to build one game at a time. We got 4 more wins to go, and the first team to 4.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Pulls up for 3 in the lead on the way. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball. They have climbed the mountain.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
It was an unbelievable Western Conference Finals between the Thunder and the Spurs, so let's take a look back at some of the best highlights from Games 5 and 6.
Winning on the road, something the Thunder did with great regularity during the regular season and have done 50% of the time in the playoffs. The opportunity to break through in a home team dominated series is now. Great feed, threads the needle to Collison, slashing baseline left, and Nick Collison up high, down hard, a ferocious two-hand flush, and the Thunder are on the board. Hills left behind an Ibaka pick, lobs corner right to Cook, catches the 3 over Parker, cha-ching, a Thunder money ball. Daquan Cook putting his signature on Game 5 with 5 consecutive points.
Coach called my name. It was just about being ready and, what I need to do to help the team win, and that's what I did tonight.
Daquan Cook was unbelievable for us tonight. Haven't played that much, but came in and gave us some great minutes.
It will take another full 24 minutes, but while the Spurs are contesting everything the Thunder do, the Thunder defense is a half step late. Knifes right, loses the ball, Harden the steal. Up the left side, Durant, 2-on-1 with Westbrook. Alley-ooping Russell, up high, down hard. Big time two-hand flush. Westbrook a primal scream. The Thunder a 74-71 lead. That was scintillating in transition. Up the right side with 3, spinning. 1, fires, angle right, 20-footer at the buzzer. He rips the cords. Oh, Kevin Durant, a mighty hoist and hit. Oklahoma City 81, San Antonio 72. Floats a 5-footer, gets it, but it's wiped out. It's an offensive foul. He run into Collison. Oh, what a defensive play. Up the left side to the wing, 8 seconds. Spinning out front, double. Who's open? Harden crossing over, steps back, fires a three over Leonard. Cha-ching, a Thunder money ball! Oh, James Harden rises and rips the boards. 106-101 Thunder with 28.8 left. That is the silencer. The lead is 5. The Spurs burn a timeout. Do you believe the incredible poise and composure of Harden? That's a cold-blooded tray, baby.
Shot clock was running down, so I had to make a play. I think Kawhi Leonard was playing very good defense on me, and I just had to make a shot. And I just went back to my mechanics. Shot the ball with confidence and went in.
Oklahoma City is 1 win from the NBA Finals. They lead this Western Conference Final 3 victories to 2.
We played about as hard as we can possibly play, and defensively, they're not an easy team to guard, and we really did a good job of challenging every possession.
We don't want to get too high for this win. We know we still have a tough road ahead. But we came here. We wanted to get a win on their home floor. That's what it took for us to advance. To get to where we want to get to. So we knew this was an important game.
To be the best, you got to beat the best. Thunder eliminated 2011 NBA title holding Dallas in round 1 4-zip. The Lakers won it 9 and 10. The Thunder beat them in 5 games in the Western semis. The Spurs were champions in 07. The Thunder have them on the ropes, up 3-2 entering tonight. That is quite a distinguished list of opponents in this postseason run. Thunder look for the lead. Up the right side, Westbrook throws, slashes baseline. Oh, he elevates, takes it behind his head, cocks it, and rocks it. Sailing by Duncan, a vicious assault to the rim. That was a ruthless flush. Long rebound, Westbrook, 2-on-2 with Sefolosha. Blasting left, down the lane, right to the rim, flipped up and in. A right-hand swooping scoop. Jackson kicks in the corner, Fisher, catch and shoot, 3 on the way, short. Rebound, Sefolosha, burrows to the rim and dunks. He beat Green to a loose ball. Excellent hustle play. Hands to Ginobili. Minor slips a bounce pass down the lane to Duncan. His scoop to the hoop, blocked out of bounds by Ibaka, emphatically with 12 to shoot. To the wing, pump fakes, fades over Jackson, fires a tray, rattles it down with 4/10 of a second left. Squaring up on Leonard, in the paint, Perkins, baseline Ibaka, dunks! Sails to the cup, throws down over Duncan. Timeout, San Antonio. The Thunder within 6.
Shots that failed in the first half, not falling right now for the Spurs.
Durant pulls up for 3 in the lead on the way. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball. They have climbed the mountain. Corner left, Fisher catch and shoot 3 on the way. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball. Fish reels in a big 3. Crosses over. Kicks on the left wing. Harden tees up a 3 that's on the way. Cha-ching! A Thunder money ball. Durant did it with his 3rd assist. Harden buries the tray. A difference of 15 game to shot clock. Perkins open at the rim. Dunks! 24.3 left. Durant by Perkins. 105-99 Thunder. The mighty Spurs and the entire Western Conference have been thunderstruck, baby. In a transcendent performance for the ages, the Thunder have made history, becoming the 15th team to ever overcome an 0-2 deficit to win a best-of-7 series. Oklahoma City is the best in the West. 2012, the Western Conference champion Thunder will play for the NBA title in the NBA Finals, subduing San Antonio 4 victories to 2. The Game 6 final, Thunder 107, the Spurs 99.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Matt Pinto joins Grant Long and I to break down all the keys to the Thunder's Western Finals success. All that and more still ahead.
Kevin Durant, you're watching Thunder Insider.
We now welcome in the radio voice of Thunder basketball, Matt Pinto. And Matt, you got to make some ridiculous calls in this series. I know you always braced yourself for that. What was usually a fabulous fourth quarter, and a lot of times that was stemmed from something Kevin Durant was doing in the fourth quarter. Again, superstars making their name there in the fourth quarter on that kind of stage in the playoffs.
Well, entering the stage of the Western Finals, he had 3 game-winning shots in the first 2 rounds against Dallas once, and then the Lakers twice, separating type plays with the game there to be had going either direction. So I think Kevin Durant absolutely put a signature on this run through the playoffs in so many different ways. Grant setting up his teammates, making them better, but the willingness to take the clutch shot, and his teammates have such deep belief in his ability to deliver late.
Well, you talk about his teammates' belief in him, but I like the fact that he has a big-time trust level with his teammates, and that's why you see Kevin Durant during the ball game will share with his teammates, make all the right basketball plays, willing to give the ball up because he understands that it's going to be the entire team if they're going to succeed. It can't just rest on what he does. He understands that he's very capable of closing out a ball game, so when they're in a position late in the fourth quarter and they need a quality basket, his teammates trust that he can get it for them.
He's had a couple of first halves in this series in which he did not get into much of a flow on the offensive end. It really didn't matter because in the second half, he knew he had the abilities, the skill set to work with his teammates, to find crevices in the defense and really get rolling, and he took games over during the course of the series.
So there's a reason that I call him the gift. This guy can get it done on each end of the floor. He's one of the very few players in the league that gives you the 100% ability on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. And when he gets going on the defensive end, it's about rebounding, it's about playing the passing lanes. He's a great help side defender. He anticipates very well, and I think that's an improvement from Kevin Durant at the beginning of the season. But he's a guy that says when he takes the floor, he always wants to have an opportunity to improve, and we've seen that all season long.
And he drew a charge in Game 6, yes.
I was just going to bring that up. You stole my thunder just then because I was going to say I'm glad you brought up, but we know what he does on the offensive end, but to see that on the defensive end, the area that he wanted to improve in, is what's been so impressive. And it's easy to point out what the All-Stars do and what the superstars have done in this playoff run, but without the help of their supporting cast, and especially the Thunder reserves in this Western Finals series, the Thunder would not have been in the position that they were in. And going into that matchup, Matt, that was seen as a Spurs advantage, really, was the bench.
Yeah, and I think that the way that the bench fits together for the Thunder, the second unit, the camaraderie, the chemistry, we've seen it all season long. And these guys, once the Spurs deployed defensively in a manner to give them opportunities, to give them shots, Grant, the star players on this team, were willing to defer, were willing to be unselfish and share. Daquan Cook had a massive 8-point binge in the second quarter of Game 5 in a 4-minute spurt, kind of swung momentum in the Thunder's favor, but I think that just exemplifies what these guys in reserve are all about. They're professionals, they understand their roles, and they made it happen.
Well, you know what? The playoffs are a game about cat and mouse, and quite frankly, we saw that to a large degree with these two teams. When you go into the playoffs, the very first objective defensively is to stop the main guys on the ball club. And that's when the role players really have to step up and show what they're all about. So if they can really step up and produce, it's going to allow the guys like Durant and Westbrook and Harden to have success later in the ball game. But defenses are geared to give those ancillary players plenty of shot opportunities, hoping that they're not going to capitalize on it.
It leaves an opposing head coach scratching his head as well, because Popovich at the end of the Western Finals said it was the toughest matchup he has ever had to deal with as a head coach in his time in the NBA.
Wow, that means a lot coming from him. Well, I think we just saw it in those highlights when it didn't matter who was on the floor, as long as the ball was moving for the Thunder, something good was going to happen. And a lot of the times, guys, that did start with Russell Westbrook and him dictating the pace on the floor.
I think he got a handle on what the Spurs were trying to do to the Thunder defense as the series wore on. Grant recognized where there were crevices, where there were opportunities, was a willing passer, and broke the defense down frequently just to set up guys around the rim or for kick-out three-pointers. I think Russell continues to mature and grow before our eyes. It's a lot of fun to watch.
I'm going to give Westbrook a lot of credit, a heap of credit, because he really did or made an improvement on the fly, because everybody went into this series thinking it was going to be Westbrook against Tony Parker. Everybody thought that except Russell Westbrook. He really took it upon himself to almost reinvent himself in this playoff series to find out what he needed to do to help his teammates win, and that's exactly what we saw him do. He became, by and large, a facilitator of offense, moving the ball, and that became contagious amongst his team. Everybody started to make the extra pass, and it proved to be very vital to their success.
Reinventing himself and establishing fashion trends by the game during the course of this series.
Every day we wait to see what the shirt's going to look like, don't we? Well, and I also think it's so interesting what he admitted to you, Grant, just a few days ago about on the defensive end, playing off the ball, how really that was comfortable for him, and it even turned things around for him on the offensive end, allowing him to do so much more.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
What would be the best wedding present for you possible?
For the Thunder to win and to meet Nick Collison.
It's her player. I let her have that.
We've seen a number of celebrations in the Chesapeake Arena, everything from birthdays to engagements and anniversaries. But this week, the Sports Animal's Mike Steely saw a new one as he caught up with a couple newlyweds who were ready to thunder up right after saying I do.
We've seen the kind of love for the Thunder that these fans have shown throughout the season. It's been unbelievable, particularly during the playoffs. The amount of love goes right through the Chesapeake Arena roof. But one couple is taking that to an entirely different level. They had their first date at a Thunder game, and they celebrated a major milestone at a Thunder game tonight. guys get married today, and you're headed to the Thunder game tonight. So tell us all about it, what the day's been like.
It's been pretty crazy. We decided once we found out the playoff game was on our wedding day, we were doing a morning ceremony. So we decided it's just appropriate for us because our first date was here at the Thunder game. We came to the Thunder game before I proposed to her. So we felt it was just fitting for us to come on our wedding day to see a Thunder game.
The lovely bride here, tell me your thoughts.
I'm tired. I've been up since 4:45, but we're excited. We're pumped to be here. Go Thunder!
When you guys first thought about doing this, did you think, that's a little crazy, or what were your thoughts?
We were really, really excited because we're season ticket holders anyways. So whenever I realized that it was tonight, I called up our account manager and was like, we're going to be at the game. So we were just really excited because going to Thunder games is kind of our thing. Die-hard Thunder fans.
And you decided to come in full wedding attire. What was the thought there?
We figured, nobody else does it. We might as well just do it big like we always do. And I suggested it to her. She's like, I don't know. And then once I talked to her a little bit more about it, she's like, all right, let's do it. We only do it once. We might as well do it big. So we're here.
What would be the best wedding present for you possible?
For the Thunder to win and to meet Nick Collison.
It's her player. I let her have that. So, she stays with me every night though. So that's the benefit.
There you go. Marital bliss, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
The most dedicated fans in the NBA. I can't imagine walking around in the arena with a dress that big. That was just great stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Thunder Insider in our Oklahoma studio. We'll see you again next week with plenty more on Thunder basketball.